First thing you are going to want to do is when you log into your Amazon console is navigate to the SES section. Here you'll have to go through a few steps. First, it's going to be manage an identity. So you click here and you'll want to verify the sender domain. So in order to do that, we'll come up here and click on verify a new domain. And I'm going to generate DKIM settings. Now I'm going to verify this domain, and in order to do this, it's going to ask me to update some DNS settings for the domain. So to do that, I'm going to go to my host. Now, if you are using Cloudflare, you can update these changes in Cloudflare itself, or if you are hosting the page somewhere else, you would go into your cPanel hosting to do this. Here, I'm going to do this in cPanel. And what I will do is I'll come into the Advanced Zone Editor, select the domain that I'm working with, and here I can add records. Now if I go back to my Amazon page, okay, it'll say I need to create a text file named this. So I'll go back to the cPanel, select text. This will be the name. And the data is this here. So I'll copy that. For TTL, I'll just set that to be 100. And I'll add this record. And then I'll go through each step. Okay, so now I have added all the records. I should be able to come back in here, close this. So this will take a little bit of time, a few minutes to up to an hour, and this should update, and then my domain will be verified. While I'm waiting on that, I can go to the next step, which is verifying the email address. So I'll come here to email addresses, verify a new email. Click to verify. Oops. Alerts app. Click here to verify this email, which will send a verification email. Okay, and while I was waiting for that email to arrive, I got one from Amazon saying that my site and domain have been verified. One thing to note, it's been verified for the region of the U.S. East, North Virginia. And that's one thing that you want to take note of. And you can see that here in Amazon, that this is set to North Virginia. You always want to make sure that you're staying in the same region. So if you verify everything in this region, but then set up to use the West region, it will not work. You have to make sure you're using the same region for everything. You can go through and verify all your information the same way for each region if you're going to be using them, or just make sure that you always are staying within the same region and working here. So notice I haven't changed this. I've been in the U.S. East region. That's where I've verified my email, that's where I verified my domain name. So I'm going to check, make sure, I'm going to go ahead and pause this while I'm waiting for my email verification to come through. Okay, and that email just came through. So we just click here, click and verify. Now your email has, my email address has been successfully confirmed. Okay, I just had to refresh the page. The domain is verified, email address is verified. So if I come here into my SMTP settings, I'll get these settings, and again, notice here it's set to US East 1, and that's because I'm here for the Northern Virginia. If I were to change the region I'm in, it shows different details here now, SMTP US West. And if I were to copy these over to ClickFunnels, they would not work because I do not have the domains and email address verified for this region. So I'm going to go ahead, go back to the correct region, server name. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go over to ClickFunnels. This is my server. Port 587 is the one that works for me. I'm going to add these. So it could be and you want to make sure that the from email that you're using here is the same email that you verified with Amazon. And the SMTP, for the SMTP user and the SMT password, what you'll have to do is you'll come in here and click on create SMTP credentials. And down at the bottom, click on create. Now you can show your security credentials. What you want to copy is your username. And then the password. And then you can also download this so you have it in case you need to save it. So I'd recommend also downloading your credentials and saving them to your computer. That way you have them on file. Make sure they're saved. Then I'll verify my email settings. Yes, from address is required to send a message. Oh, that's my fault there. I put the dot instead of at. Resave this. I'm getting, notice that the email address is not verified. Okay, one last thing that you need to do after you've verified everything, you need to go into your sending statistics, and you'll be set to be in sandbox mode by default, which means you cannot deliver email to a different email address other than an SES one. So you'll have to request a sending limit increase, which will take you to this form. You'll fill this out, service limit increase. Make sure you select the correct region, which in my case was Northern Virginia. And you select desired daily sending or daily maximum. And I'm going to request $1,000. That'll be transactional. Enter my website URL. Select yes. Use case descriptions. And submit this. Now, it is a waiting game of waiting for them to update my account so that I'm able to send emails outside of my sandbox mode. While you're waiting to get taken out of sandbox mode, to verify that your settings are good here inside of ClickFunnels, if you go back in to your SES and add a new email address to verify, and verify the same email address that is used for your ClickFunnels account. That way it'll be verified and can be sent to in sandbox mode. So if you verify that email address as well, you can come back into ClickFunnels and send a test email to this email address, which is what will happen when you come in, go to settings and verify email settings. So now it'll say that the email settings are good. We were able to send a test email, and that test email should have gone to the email address that you just verified. So, and that will work up, and so that will be the only email address that you can send to, either the ones that you verified until you're taken out of sandbox mode. Once sandbox mode is taken out, then you'll be able to send an email to any email address that is valid.